Now we are coming on next last video we have done tan theta. Now we are taking cot theta. And cot theta, if I take, it is base by perpendicular, so it will be x by y. And whatever you have done for 10, this will become reciprocal of that. Means where it is 0, it will become infinity. Where tan theta was 0, it will become infinity. Where that was infinity, it will become 0. That is only the difference it will make. So here in this case, at 0 when you take, the y value is what? 0 and it is 1. X is 1 and y is 0. So that means it will be infinity here. Just check in the previous one, it was 0 here. When you reach here, x is what? 0 and this is by 1. So it will reach to 0. When you go this side, now automatically x is becoming minus and y will be plus. So that means this result will be minus. So I should write minus 0. Now when you reach here, what this will come? It will be minus 1 by 0. That will become minus infinity. When you reach here, this will be minus and this will be minus. So this will come out to be plus. And this minus infinity is now going to turn as plus infinity. When you reach here, this will reach to 0. You can take it 0 by some positive number that side, so it will be 0. But as you shift this side, it will be x will be plus, but y is negative. So x is plus, y is negative. So we will say it will be minus 0 and it will reach to minus. So again, what the variation comes, just check here. Tan theta, if you take, it starts from 0. Now cot will start from infinity. So it will start from infinity and it will go to 0. Yes. Then 0 minus means 0 and negative side we are going, and that will go to minus infinity. Here it is its continuation. Then it will go from infinity to 0. It is infinity and it is going to 0. And then 0 to minus. So we will say again cot theta is between minus infinity to plus infinity. Or again I should say cot theta belongs to minus infinity to infinity. And one more thing now note here, where this graph when you will plot will not define, just check at 0 it will be infinity. So it is not possible. At 0 it is going to break. At pi it is going to break. At 2 pi it is going to break, because after pi 3 pi by 2 then this will come 2 pi again. So at 2 pi it is going to break. So pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, all integral multiples of pi it is going to break. So now we'll plot the graph of it. So just check what the graph of this comes. Again we will say it is 0. It is pi by 2, it is pi, it is 3 pi by 2, and this is 2 pi. And here we take the dotted lines. First at 0, what it comes out to be? Infinity. At 0 it's infinity. 0 infinity means it will come parallel to it. At pi by 2 it becomes 0. Then at 0 it will start and it will go to minus infinity. So it will be 0 to minus infinity. Then pi plus, this side when you take, it will come out to be what? It will go to plus infinity now and goes to 0. So plus infinity is here and it goes to 0. And then 0 to minus. Where it is broken now, we will say theta will be discontinuous. First I'll write discontinuous. At x is equal to 0. Then pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, so on. Discontinuous it will be, because it will be going to break it. And that means x or the theta which you will take, theta must be all the real number except these values minus n pi, where n belongs to integer. This is again a discontinuous curve. Discontinuous at certain points it is there. So this function is discontinuous at certain places. So we have shown that also. So variation, I told you, it takes value between minus infinity to infinity. It will be discontinuous at 0, pi and 2 pi and 3 pi, 4 pi, so on. Then comes periodic. After pi, just check, this curve and this curve are same. So we will say periodic function. Periodic it is, and what is period here? Period is pi. We should say periodic function and its period come out to be pi. Here it is pi, 2 pi, so its period come out to be pi here. So discontinuous at x is equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and its periodic function pi. So tan will have period pi, cot will have period pi, sine will have period 2 pi, cos pi will have period 2 pi. Sine and cos were continuous function, tan and cot were discontinuous function. 10 was discontinuous at odd multiples of pi by 2, and this is discontinuous at integral multiple of pi. Now coming on next two which is left, sec x and cosec x. Think about sec theta. Sec theta is what? Hypotenuse by the base. So it will depend totally on x. Whatever cos was there, its reciprocal will be this. So when you think about sec, how the variation goes, just check here. 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. At this stage, what is x? X come out to be 1, so it is 1. When you reach here, x will come out to be 0. So it will start from 1 goes to 0. When you go this side, x will be minus here. So 0 will be now coming as minus 0. Something wrong we are doing, just check here. 1. At this place it is 0. So when 1 by 0 you take, it will be infinity. When you go this side, it will be minus infinity. When you reach pi, when you reach this side, pi, at this place, what about your x? Just check here. X is coming minus 1, so it will remain minus 1. When you go down, what about x? X is still remain minus here. Why we are not considering? X is still in this quadrant, x is again negative. Here x is negative, y is negative. Why we are not bothered about it? X is there. Yes. Minus 1. And when you reach here, it will come out to be what? 1 by 0. But 0 will be in this side, it is negative 1. So it will be minus 1. But as soon as you go this side, x will become plus. So it is plus infinity and it will go to 1. So how the variation goes, just check. This is very important again. This two curve now which we are taking will be different from tan and cot. This value is 1 minus and this is 1 plus. Start will be with 1 and going to plus infinity. It is here. 1 is included here. Yes. 1 included, 1 it takes and infinity. Then it goes from minus infinity to minus 1. So it is minus infinity, this is infinity. Minus infinity to minus 1. Then minus 1 to minus infinity. So it goes like this. And then infinity to 1. That is here. So it is not taking any value between minus 1 and 1, except that all the real values it is taking. So we will say sec theta. Where it goes between minus infinity to minus 1. Then union sec theta is from 1 to infinity. This part, फिर ये break हुआ, then this part. Or you should write this way, sec theta belongs to, first goes minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity. This is your sec theta we have. Minus infinity to minus 1, union 1 to infinity, that is your sec theta. Again, where sec theta does not define, just check at pi by 2 it does not define, 3 pi by 2 it does not define, so we should go according to that. And now we'll make the graph of it. Graph is same as the 10 but slight change also here. This is value 1 here, this is value -1. Curve will start from 1 again as going towards infinity, so these type of lines for your help you should. At 0 it's 1 and at pi by 2 it goes to infinity. So it will go towards infinity. It never comes between 0 and 1. Start from 1 and goes to infinity. Second one, it will start from minus infinity and at pi it becomes -1. So -1 is somewhere here. So it will start from here and reaches here. Then again it will start from -1 and back to minus infinity. And then it will start from infinity and it reaches to 0. So again, what you will find in this case, this will be the graph which is not going to take value between 1 and -1. 1 and -1 we are excluding, other values it is taking. This will be again discontinuous curve. Where it is discontinuous? At theta. Pi by 2 it is removed. 3 pi by 2 it is removed. 5 pi by 2 it is removed. So we should say now sec theta. Then theta should be all the real number except 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Odd multiples of pi by 2 should be removed. This will be the graph we are going to have for sec theta. Discontinuous also, yes, I told you, and this is the sec theta. And here we will find that this curve and this curve are not same. But after this, if you make, it will be same. So what was the period for cos theta? That was 2 pi. It is also having 2 pi. So periodic curve, period is 2 pi. Period of this curve will be 2 pi. Now coming on last one, that is cosec theta. So now last curve is cosec theta. And cosec theta variation, if I take, this is totally going to depend on y. And it will be simply reciprocal of your sine. Just check here. At this place, what is y? 0. So it will become infinity now. 1 by 0, infinity. When you reach here, this will reaches to 1 because it will come 1 by 1. When you go this side, what about your y? Y will remain plus only. So y remain plus means 1 will remain 1. When you shift this side, y will still remain 1. And at this place, y will become what? 0. So it will goes to infinity. Now when you go here, y will be negative side here. Y negative means it will go to minus infinity. And here it will reaches to -1. Just here, -1. This quadrant also still y is -1, so it will remain -1, and here it reached to minus. Because here it will be 0 but negative side, so we will say this will be negative in this quadrant. Y is negative, so it will come out to be -1. So how the variation goes? This is same as sec. Just check here. -1 plus 1. Start from infinity, goes to 1. Then 1 to infinity, back. 1 is again included. Then start from minus infinity to -1 and -1 to minus infinity. Again goes here. So that means again what you will say, cos theta takes the value between minus infinity to -1 union cos, this is cosec. Then same way cosec theta here, it will be between 1 and infinity. Or I should say cosec theta belongs to minus infinity to -1 union 1 to infinity. Cosec theta is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. This is the value of cosec theta v. Again, it is going to be discontinuous at, it will be 0, pi, at theta 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, so on. So we will say, now we'll plot the graph for it. Its graph can be plotted easily now. Zero, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. So start at infinity. This is your 1 and this is your minus 1. It will never go between 1 and minus 1, keep in mind. So start from infinity and at pi by 2 it reaches to 0. Sorry, 1. Minus infinity and at pi by 2 it reaches to 1. Then it will go from 1 to infinity, again going up. Then again when you start with pi, it will start from minus infinity and goes to minus 1. And then minus 1 to minus infinity. Where it is not going to break, we are going to break, it's 0, it is pi, 2 pi, and again we will say it is not same curve. After this, if you plot, it will come out to be same. So it's a periodic function. And its period will be 2 pi. It's a periodic function with period 2 pi. It is discontinuous function. So we will say what should be the theta we can take. It will be all the real number except what it should be. Pi is not there, 0 is not there, 2 pi is not there, so n pi. So theta belongs to r minus n pi we have, which we should know now. So these are the 6 curves we have. All the variation I told you, what values it can take, where it does not define, where it is infinity, where the graph is broken. So everything I told you. Next time I'll be coming on questions. So trigonometrical graphs are completed with all the variations, all the graph, their domain means what values it takes. I told that also. And discuss the continuity of all the functions. So this is the graphs we have.